Shalom, shalom. I want to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shai is the Son of the living power, the Messiah, which these are the true names of the Most High and His only begotten Son in the ancient Hebrew tongue, in Lashon Kodash, which means holy language. And I also want to give double honors to the elder apostles at Great Millstone, and peace and blessings unto the elect, and salute and shalom to the fellow laborers in His truth. In this lesson, the main focus of this lesson is prophecy. The scriptures tells us to blow up a trumpet in Zion, which that represents what? Prophesying to the people. Prophecy means to say before. So before things happen, you have the prophets basically making it known that this will happen. Before certain events happen, you have the prophets sent just so they could let it be known what's going to happen, man. That's what prophecy means, and that's what prophets do, if you will. Which this lesson is basically going to be concerning, this, the latest news. What you have a elder, subscribe to, the brother, the elder, his name is GMS Maccabean Spirit. Subscribe. Like I said, in every, video, I'm, not making no promise, but, I'm gonna try in every, video, I'm gonna start off with, promoting a brother's channel or an elder's channel. Because ultimately, Yahweh Shai have called, apostles, bishops, evangelists, prophets, teachers, all around the world to perfect the church. So every member of the body, if you will, of Yahweh Shai, every member of the church is being used to perfect each other. And that's why I want to promote every brothers, elder, prophet channel, just so you could get perfected, just so you could learn more. Which subscribe to this brother, this elder. He touch on very important things. Faithful prophet. Which again touch on this lesson. This elder was basically touch on the latest news. Let's get into it. What is this latest news? It says, so basically, Nord Stream pipeline leaks. Basically a Nord Stream pipeline was basically disrupted or destroyed, if you will, if I'm not mistaken. Right, so let's read this. It says Denmark, Sweden, which is part of, which are members of the EU. Which, before I touch on anything, and forgive me for jumping here and there, but I'm Lord willing, this video is edifying. Before I touch on anything, let's get a scripture real quick. Let's get Revelation chapter 17. Which this is the main focus of this lesson. Prophecy. Particularly a prophecy mentioned in the book of Revelation chapter 17. Revelation chapter 17, verse 10. Matter of fact, let's get verse Revelation chapter 17, verse 15. It says, and he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, which the whore represents America. Right? It says, where the whore sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. It says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast. Now the 10 horns are EU, NATO. The EU, NATO. That's the 10 horns. It says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, or that's part of the 10 horns, if you will, if I'm not mistaken. It says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. So EU and NATO is prophesied to what? To hate the whore. These countries, these nations are prophesied to what? Hate the whore, hate America. And this is prophesied. This is written in the last book of the Bible. It says, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore." So, what's gonna make these nations, these peoples, these countries, these these powers, if you will, hate America? What's gonna make these powers hate America? Hey, this may very well be it. This may very well be leading up to Revelation chapter 17 verse 16 being fulfilled. This may very well be leading up to this prophecy that I just read. It says, "These shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire." Now that represents what? The nations burning America with nukes, with nuclear war, with nuclear fire. And the EU is gonna have their part in it. EU, NATO gonna have their part in it. Russia, Iran gonna have their part in it. And different, of the alliances with them. Gonna have their part in it, probably. So this could be, that thing. Which the reason why I said, this could lead up, this event, could lead up to the nations hating America, is because it's rumored that America was the cause of it, was the author of this scheme. Let's read a little bit of this article. It says Denmark, Sweden, which is members of EU, view Nord Stream pipeline leaks as deliberate actions. Right, so basically the EU is basically let's read this. This is the Danish and Swedish prime ministers said an assessment by authorities indicated that the leaks were not accidental. So basically they think and know that this disruption, this event, the pipeline being destroyed, is not accidental. It's not accidental, but it was planned to happen. It was schemed, if you will. It says the EU, Ursula von der Leyen, warned attack on European energy infrastructure were unacceptable. And this is this is a war crime in a way. Cause messing with the energy of a country, which that could lead to what? People, dying. People dying, man, due to cold weather, which energy is used to what? Heat homes, for transportation, which that could also lead to famine in a way. It says European energy infrastructure were unacceptable. So if America really was behind this, this scheme, this event, that could lead to the nations, EU, the nations, different nations, hating America. Let's read some more. It says, Shalak, I can't really pronounce it, but it says Danish Prime Minister. I was ready to read this, Salakia, but let's read it up here. It says Danish Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen and her Swedish counterpart Magdalena Andersson both said on Tuesday that leaks in the Nord Stream pipelines were deliberate. Frederickson told journalists that the clear assessment by authorities was that the leak were not an accident. She added there was no information yet to indicate who may be behind this action. Now it's another news article. I have it on my phone right here. I might as well read it. It's from the Forbes magazine. So it's already rumored that America was behind that disruption. Was behind that that event. It says, so I'm reading from this new article, Forbes article. It says U.S. blew up Russian gas pipeline Nord Stream 1 and 2. So they're publicly, the media is publicly let it be known or indicating, that America may be behind it. It says former Polish defense minister. It says a former Polish defense minister, Radek Sikorski, has attributed to the United States the sabotage of two pipelines, Nord Stream 1 and 2, which carry natural gas from Russia to Germany. So they basically they're making it known that America may very well be behind it. And the reason why they are able to say that is because first there's motive. There's motive. America has motive to do this. And there's proof that they could very well be behind it. Proof, right? And the motive, is what? This, because I have a couple of videos I want to touch on. I'm not, a very big, I'm not very, knowledgeable in this field. I'm just bringing out what I know according to my own understanding, right? But I have a couple of videos I want to bring out concerning on basically building up evidence that America may be behind this attack or this sabotage, if you will, which is a very crucial or very bad for the people in Europe, because energy is the way how they could heat up homes, man. How they can get transportation, countries, man, they don't play about their energy, man. And which is it's known that there will be a dark winter. People will be dying in the cold, man. But let's bring out these videos. Alright, Salaki. Alright, Khan. Let's bring out these videos. Let's go. So I'm on Twitter, and there's a couple of videos that's interesting. So it's Trump. It's a video of Trump speaking on the relationship between Germany and Russia, energy wise, so play this video.
Germany will become totally dependent on Russian energy if it does not immediately change course. Here in the Western Hemisphere, we are committed to maintaining our independence from the encroachment of expansionist foreign powers. It has been the formal policy of our country since President Monroe Germany will become totally dependent on Russian energy if it does not immediately change.
And hey, that's the motive right there. And that's evidence that America may be very well behind it. You know, you have former president basically mocking, you know, in a way, if you understand what I'm saying, you know that, you know, this is somewhat, you know, a looking down at a person, like you basically looking down on Germany being dependent on Russia, you know, for energy, you know, that's mocking right there, right? So, and you know, and that's the motive, man. America don't, you know, want, you know, Russia to become that new superpower on the earth, you know. Let's get another video real quick.
Do you think Germany's been as aggressive as they should be?
I'm quite an admirer of
Now,
Chancellor
the video I'm showing you right now,
Merkel.
for your information, this may be a member of, the U.S. government. I can't really tell you her position, because I don't know, but, you know, just take it, you know, with a grain of salt, if you will. You know, on the news, right? This is a video from the news, right?
Do you think Germany's been as aggressive as they should be?
I'm quite an admirer of Chancellor Merkel, and I heard her statement when she was with President Obama in Washington. I thought it was a very good statement. But now we need to have tougher sanctions, and I'm afraid at some point this is going to probably have to involve oil and gas. The Russian economy is vulnerable. 80% of Russian exports are in oil, gas, and minerals. People say, well, the Europeans will run out of energy. Well, the Russians will run out of cash before the Europeans run out of energy. And I understand that it's uncomfortable to have an effect on business ties in this way. But this is one of the few instruments that we have. Over the long run, you simply want to change the structure of energy dependence. You want to depend more on the North American energy platform, the tremendous bounty of oil and gas that we're finding in North America. You want to have pipelines that don't go through Ukraine and Russia. For years, we've tried to get the Europeans to be interested in different pipeline routes. It's time to do that. And so some of this is simply acting and acting.
See, that's that motive, man. So this is proof that, you know, America may very well be behind this, man. Now, this is another video, which I'm, I'm mad that I didn't, really bring it out first. But, basically, it's a video of the, the United States President, King, if you will. United States King, President Biden, basically speaking on, so like, let's get it real quick. Forgive me real quick. Basically, the United States President Biden speaking on, Germany's, and Russia, relationship, energy wise, if you will. Alright, this is a video. Salaki.
Let me answer the first question first. If Russia invades, that means tanks or troops crossing the border of Ukraine again. Then there will be no longer a Nord Stream 2. We will bring an end to it.
But how will you do that exactly? Since the project and control of the project is within Germany's control.
We will, I promise you, we'll be able to do it.
So this is evidence that America is basically, because Russia already done invaded Ukraine. So this is evidence that the Biden or America basically was behind this this attack, or behind this this action. If Russia invades Ukraine, then there will be no longer a Nord Stream. That's a threat. That's a threat, man. That's a warning, if you will. Then a reporter said, but how will you do that exactly, since the project is in Germany's control? Biden then responded and says, I promise you we will be able to do that. And it looks like they did. They did, man. In a way they did. America did do it. Did, put an end to that project. Put an end to that, that project. Let's get a couple more videos. I'm gonna bring out the scriptures. Just want to get a couple more videos, then bring out the scriptures. Let's get another video.
Let me answer the first question first. If Germany
Let's see if I can find another video. So really, that's it, right? And what we're witnessing is America's pride, man. America's pride, and I have a couple of scriptures. In fact, let's go to the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 5. Right, and this may be all leading up to prophecy. EU, the nations, hating America, and being, part of that action of destroying America by fire, by nukes. Right, this is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 5. It says, yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine. He is a proud man. Right, Esau, particularly America, is a proud man. Right, because Esau run America. Right, but America is a proud kingdom, if you will. It says he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. Ultimately this is concerning Esau, but we know who's the forerunner of America. The head of America. Right. So speaking on America, right, it says he is a proud man, and we're witnessing his pride. To throw a rock, basically, and if America don't come out and say they did it, which we know they ain't. So basically, America is basically throwing a rock and holding the hand. I mean, hiding the hand. Because if ultimately another form of pride is what? Thinking you could do something that's out of the line, then you won't be touched. That's another form of pride. And that's America doing something that's wrong. Doing something that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable in the sight of Danish and Swedish prime ministers, in the sight of the European Union, if you will. this is an unacceptable thing. Action. You know? And they know it was America. They know who it was. They know who was probably behind it. They may not come out and say it, but they know who's probably behind it. You know? Let's see what else, the EU says. It says European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen later on Tuesday said it was paramount to now investigate the incident to get full clarity on what happened. And it's clear who did it, man. It says any deliberate disruption of active European energy infrastructure is unacceptable and will lead to the strongest possible response. So this very well lead to what the nations hating America. Being roused up against America, being, or having that evil eye towards America. To the point where when opportunity showeth itself, the opportunity of what? Having part in what? Destroying America. When that opportunity show itself, they will, not, miss it. They will not, miss the opportunity to what? Destroy America. When time, when that time reveal itself, if you will. When that time is manifested. So it says he's a proud man, right? He's a proud man, neither keepeth at home. And this is, concerning E. So, America, really implying into America, because we know who rules America. It says neither keepeth at home. And when you look at, the military of America, they're deployed in what, even in history, in history, right? They're deployed in different countries. America has this, his military, set up, situated in, in different countries. I mean, see, what's happening over there in Afghanistan, in Iraq. And he don't keep at home. And if you want oil, if America want oil, they find some way to take it, even if it's not in their home. They go into someone else's home and take it. Hey, they start wars for oil. Now, just elaborating on this, that he don't keep at home. Now, I'm not saying this was, for oil or anything. What they did was for oil, but it says, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death. And we know what's, Esau's desire, man. His desire is to what? We know what America's desire is to remain that leading superpower. And to be dominant. To be, dominant, like it was in the past. Right, but the pride have deceived. Esau's pride have deceived them. America's pride is going to deceive itself, man. Deceive America. Right, it says who enlargeth his desire is hell, and is death. Right, and they tell you in the book of Obadiah that his pride have deceived him. So America's pride is going to deceive America, man. Basically gonna be digging a pit, ain't gonna fall into it. Never in a million years America think, cause somebody can, speak against what I was ready to say. I was ready to say, never in a million years America think, people will be bombing America, right? But you do have people in America. Even have the leaders, in America that have, backup plans in case that happens. But, again, basically America's pride, I ain't gonna be talking too much. It says, "And cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people." Alright, let's get Sirach chapter 27, verse 22. It says, "He that winketh with the eyes worketh evil." Right, so now when it says winketh with the eyes, sometimes the scripture speaks about that winking with the eyes. Now that's symbolic for what? Being crafty, being being deceiving, and that's America. America's doing these different things in secrecy, basically throwing a rock and hiding their hands, symbolically speaking. It's he that winketh with the eyes worketh evil, and he that knoweth him will depart from him. Now we could apply this to to prophecy. Esau did which, like I said, this winking with the eyes is symbolic for what? Craftiness and deceiving. And so America just did some that was it's like I'm trying to find the article. America just did some evil to their so-called partners, if you will, in secrecy. In secrecy, man. They just wink with their eyes, man. So basically, a he that winketh with the eyes, meaning plotteth in secrecy, which is these secret schemes, these secret conspiracies, these secret plots and plans. It says, "He that winketh with the eyes worketh evil," and America just worked evil on the EU, man, on Germany, man. There's something unacceptable to Germany, man. Germany, EU. It says, "And he that knoweth him will depart from him." Now, it came to my mind when I just read that. It came to my mind that, you could connect this saying to prophecy. Which, what prophecy I'm speaking about? Let's get it real quick. Let's go to the book of Obadiah. Let's go to the book of Obadiah, man. Because the scripture says precept, to put precept, loosely paraphrasing, scripture speaks about putting precept upon precept and line upon line. And this is how you get understanding by, connecting the scriptures. Obadiah chapter 1, verse. Obadiah chapter 1, verse 7. It says, "All the men of thy confederacy." Now Obadiah is a warning and a prophecy. The book of Obadiah is basically one big prophecy and warning against Esau, the so-called white man, and against America, because Esau is the head of America. Now reading, it says, "All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border." Now confederacy means what? Alliances, league, allies. So all the men of thy alliances, which is not America, an ally to the EU, to Germany, to NATO and the other Western countries. It says, "All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. So the men that were at peace with America, which is the nations, if you will, you gotta be able to interpret the prophecies, interpret the scriptures. So the nations, EU, that is at peace with America, is gonna basically depart from him, like it says right here. He that winketh with the eyes worketh evil. And it's been rumored that America was behind that unacceptable deed to Germany, man, to Germany, right? So, and if EU, if this if we nigh to prophecy being fulfilled, to Revelation chapter 17 and verse 15 being fulfilled, then it's gonna come a time that the EU, the nation's gonna depart from America, man. Right, so the men that were at peace with America is going to depart. The nations that were at peace with America are going to depart from America, because the wickedness of America, because it's the pride of America. It says, the men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. Right, he that knoweth him will depart from him. Let's continue reading. Obadiah chapter 1 verse 7, it says, the men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. It says, they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. So the nations is going to lay a wound under America, which is those nukes. Those nukes destroying this land. Verse 23 says, when thou art present, he will speak sweetly. Right, like I said, we're going to be implying, some of these scriptures in this chapter, Sirach 27 or Ecclesiasticus 20 chapter, Ecclesiasticus chapter 27 to prophecy, if you will, to what's happening. We're going to be applying these scriptures to prophecy, if you will, or connecting these scriptures to prophecy. Right, it says, when thou art present, he will speak sweetly. Now, like I said, we're applying this. Now, what could this be concerning? This could be concerning America. Slovakia got a burp, but this could be concerning America, basically speaking sweetly with his partners, with his allies. If some happen to this person or to this nation, or behind them, energy, we got help for you. We know how basically we know how the allies, the confederacies are, if you will. Just like how America is basically helping Ukraine. America is basically let it be known that or had let it be known that hey, they're a helping hand to the allies, if you will. So when thou art present, he will be sweet. He will speak sweetly, and will admire thy words. But at the last, he will writhe his mouth and slander thy sayings. It says, I have hated many things, but nothing like him, for the Lord will hate him. And yeah, the Lord hate Esau. The Lord hate Esau, man. The Lord hate America as well. That's why it's going to fall. It says, whoso casteth a stone on high, casteth it on his own head. So, now I'm not saying this exactly will be the incident that lead to America, partners become being made enemies. I'm not saying this is exactly gonna be that incident that lead up to it, but some's gonna lead up to that prophecy, man. To the nations hating America and burning America. Damn, I accidentally deleted some. Slocky. Right, it says, "Whoso casteth a stone on high, casteth it on his own head." Right, so if this was, America's, works, amen, it may very well come back upon them. It says, who, and Slocky, it's like 1:54. So very sleepy. So forgive me if I'm talking weird, if you will. But it says, "Whoso casteth a stone on high, casteth it on his own head, and a deceitful stroke shall make wounds." And this, if America's really behind this, hey, this is a deceitful stroke, because he throwing the rock and hiding his hand, or hiding their hands, if you will. Right, it says, "But whoso casteth a stone on high, casteth it on his own head, and a deceitful stroke shall make wounds. Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that setteth a trap shall be taken therein." And sometimes America, do secret shit, secret actions, do certain conspiracies, certain secret schemes that America do it, just so they could obtain, or just so they could execute their plans, or their their desires, if you will, or achieve the desires, their plans. I don't really know the main reason why America could do this or would do this. I don't really know what is their desired goal. Right, but it may very well end up as a mistake, not a mistake, as a bad choice for them, for America. I'm gonna close off in that, Lord willing. This video is edifying. Double honors to the elder apostles at Great Millstone. Peace and blessings unto the elect, and salute and shalom to the fellow laborers in His truth. And all praises and honor and glory be to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.